Hey guys, today for math, you are going to need your math book number 1, and we are on page 439. We're going to be talking about addition and subtraction rules. So I want you to go grab your math book right now. If you need to, feel free to pause this so you can go grab it and then start it when you're ready. And we're going to talk today about addition and subtraction rules. So my slides are going to look just a little bit different than what you're used to seeing, but it's the same thing that's in your math book. So we're going to look at example number 1 on page 439. Here we go. It says Mr. Matthias is creating a table to show how input numbers are changed. Write an equation that describes the pattern in the table. Complete the table. So the big part of this today is the writing of the equation. Remember, an equation is like a number sentence. We have to tell what we're putting into the equation and what we're getting out. So if we look at our pattern, let's look at our pattern is 2 plus what gets us to 9? 2 plus 7. Oops, let's scoot that over. 2 plus 7 equals 9. All right, we have to see if that pattern is going to hold true for all these other ones. So 4 plus what gets us to 11? 7, exactly. So let's put a 7 in there. All right, remember we have to keep checking all of our patterns. This is just not my friend today. All right, let's check the next one. 6 plus what gets us to 13? 6 plus 7. So what is our rule going to be? Add 7. So now here's where our equation where we get really tricky. We have to put something in, and look at this right here after the input. It tells us what letter we're going to put in. Just like we talked about, letters can stand for numbers. So if we put X in, if we put any number we want in there, what do we do to it? We add 7, and we get our output, our Y. So here's our equation. We put X in, whatever that letter is. We do our rule to it. We add 7. We get our output. Use the rule to complete the table. So 8 plus 7, we know, is 15. 10 plus 7 is 17. 12 plus 7 is 19. So the equation that describes the pattern is X, whatever we put in, we add 7 to it, and what comes out, what we get back, is Y. Remember, at any time, if you need to pause the video, feel free to pause the video so you can do what you need to do. All right. Let's see. Here's the big question now. There we go. How do we get rid of all that? All right. Let's look at example number 2. Oh, man. How do I get rid of it? If you know how to get rid of that, I wish you could tell me right now. Right there. I bet it's right there. Okie dokie, we're in business. Here we go. Oh, we still got some of those there. Hold on. Let's clear those. I shouldn't have used them. I'm sorry, team. All right. Now we got everything cleared off. Here we go. Okay. It says a pizza shop offers $3 off any order over $10. So if you spend $10 at the pizza place, you get $3 off. Use the rule and complete the equation to find the next 4 outputs. So our rule, every time we put something in, we're going to take 3 away. So look at this. Our input is our C. We put C and we put any dollar amount we want in there. We take $3 away. we get our output, we get our D. This is our equation. We have to have a letter we put in. We have to do our rule to it, and we get a letter out. So let's complete the chart. 12 minus 3, 12, 11, 10, 9. Make sure you put your dollar sign. 14 minus 3, 14, 13, 12, $11. 16 minus 3, 16, 15, 14, $13. And the last one, 18 minus 3, 18, 17, 16, 15. So to find the next four numbers, we already found those. 9, 14 minus 3 is 11, 16 minus 3 is 13, and 18 minus 3 is 15. Remember, if it takes you an extra second to copy it down, that's okay. All right. So the big thing today is the equation. We know how to put something in. We know how to do a rule to it, and we know how to get another number out. But today we're going to really be working on writing that equation of what does that number sentence look like. All right. Let's look at our next slide. We're in the guided practice on the bottom of page 440. Oops, not this one. All right, here we go. It says, write an equation that describes the pattern. Then use the equation to find the next three outputs. So we need to figure out what's the pattern. How do we get from 5 to 9? We know we need to minus because we're getting smaller. Or no, we need to plus, I'm sorry, because we're getting bigger. So how many do we have to plus by? So we go 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, we're adding 4. We have to check them all though. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 still works. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, let's keep adding 4. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And the last one, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Now we have to come up with the equation. So let's look at what letter are we putting in. We are putting in the letter A. So A comes first. That's what we're putting into our table. And what are we doing to it? Our rule is plus 4. And what are we going to get out? What letter are we going to get out? Our output is B. Remember, every equation has to have two letters. An operation, a rule, and an equal sign. Fill that in on your line. All right. Let's look at the independent practice on the next page. Number 2 says, write an equation that describes the pattern. Then use the equation to find the next two output numbers. So our equation, let's start with our equation this time. What letter are we putting in? We're putting in M. So we need to come up with M first. Now we have to figure this out. What's our rule going to be? Because they don't tell us. So how do you get from 11 all the way to 2? We know we need 2. Take away because we're getting smaller. And let's count backwards. Use your fingers if you need to. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. How many did we take away? 9. Let's check the next one, make sure it works. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Perfect. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Exactly. So we know that's our rule. And what are we going to get out? We put m in. We do our rule of -9. What letter do we get back out? We get an n. And we need to fill in the last two numbers on the chart. They are 17 and 22. All right, let's look at number 3. For number 3, we are only going to do the equation. We're not going to fill in the rest of the chart right now, so you can put an X on those too. All right, let's look at what letter are we putting in. We're putting an S into our machine. Now we have to look at what are we going to do with that S. If we're going from 2 to 15, we know we have to get bigger, so we're plussing. But how many? If we start at 2 and count up, we go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're adding a whole lot. 13. And what are we going to get out? What's it going to equal? What letter? What letter is down here for the output? Letter T. So the big thing to remember is we have to look at, it'll always tell you what letter. They can pick any letter they want. If you are making your input-output table, you could pick any letters you want. We have to have what letter goes in and what letter comes out and what that rule is in the middle. All the rules today are going to be adding or subtracting because today is adding and subtracting rules. All right, let's look at one more. We're going to look at number 4. Sometimes, they make charts that go up and down. That's okay. And check out this one. They even told us what the rule is. So let's look. We put F in. What's our rule? We're going to add 3, and we're going to get H back out. This is an easy one. Here we go. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. And 15 plus 3 more is 18. So remember, when we're making those rules in the equations, you're going to have your input letter, what's your rule, and your output letter every time. You are done with your math lesson part from me. Your next job is to go to the next step in your math assignment. It's going to be just like what you did on Thursday in Schoology. It's only a couple questions. You're going to make some equations and you're going to fill in some charts. I really, really, really want you to focus on those equations. Remember, you can go back and look at my video, or you have your math book right in front of you because you've been filling it in. If you haven't been filling it in, go back, look through the video, or listen to the video again and fill in your math book so you can use it as a resource. All right, guys, that's all for our math lesson today. Good luck. Happy adding and subtracting.